Do you want to have the ultimate control over your life? Welcome to Take Control with Whitney Wells, where we will explore all topics of life that we try and control, what this creates for you, and how to have successful relationships all while empowering yourself. Keep listening and let's have some fun. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 22 of Take Control with Whitney Wells. So what an amazing weekend. We have selected a new president and a new vice president. It was a long process. And personally, I was glued. I was glued to it. I found it so interesting. And I know many people probably have a strong stance one way or the other. And maybe they wanted to step away and not see everything that was going on. And I totally get it. But for me personally, I couldn't turn away. I wanted to see every twist and turn. I wanted to see it all unfold. I just found it remarkable, to tell you the truth, and exciting. And I also felt the strength within me that no matter what happened, everything would be okay, because I have me. I have myself. I have my own feelings and I control those, and I'm strong enough to feel disappointment and sadness and pain. And I'm also willing to embrace the positive, and I can think deliberately to have those feelings as well. To have those positive feelings even in the face of hate and fear and disappointment and sadness and pain. So I was in a place of peace watching it all, and I just really enjoyed it. I hope you all found some enjoyment in it as well. Even if the person who was elected was not your choice, I hope that you found that strength within you. And speaking on that note, our country is divided. Our country has proven that by our votes, right? We are very split. And my hope for us is that we can be courageous enough to embrace each other with love, no matter what your stance is, no matter what your belief is. Leading with love will bring us together, and that's what I feel our country needs. All right, so enough about that. Today we are going to talk about turning the impossible into possible. We're going to talk about limiting beliefs, and we're going to talk about shattering the glass ceiling that you have created for yourself. We're going to talk about what these limiting beliefs do to you and how to be aware of them, what to do with them, and how to move forward. Now, you may not even be aware of the beliefs that you have about yourself. You may not be aware of what is actually holding you back. You may not even be aware that these beliefs are just thoughts and not actually facts. So that is very common. That is very normal. So if you're, that is the first step as well. That is where we want to start. You could be holding yourself back. You could be holding yourself back from what you actually want. So we are going to talk about those limiting beliefs. We're going to talk about turning what you think is impossible into possible. So throughout this episode, we're going to go over how to find them. Uncovering them is always the first step. We're going to talk about what to do with them when you have found these beliefs. And then we're going to talk about how to move forward to live that life that you want, to create the possible from the impossible. So by the end of this episode, you will know that you can believe anything you want in order to become whatever you want, in order to create whatever you want, in order to have the experience that you want to have. Now, a perfect example of this is our Vice President-elect, Kamala Harris. She is the first woman of color to be our Vice President of the United States. This is amazing. She believed she could, and she did. Simple. She believed she could, and she did. And you can too. You can believe in what you want to believe in order to become who you want, in order to reach that goal, in order to have that relationship that you want, in order to have that experience that you want. So the first step is to uncover what you currently believe. You want to uncover what you currently believe about yourself. And in order to do this, the best way that I can recommend is to do a thought download. So you take out a piece of paper, and at the top of the piece of paper, write your name. Now you're going to dump out every thought that you have about yourself. You want to get it all out of your brain. You want to get it all out, and you don't want to edit it or judge it. You just want to get it out. You want to see it. You want to get it out of your brain so it's not in there. If it's in there and you aren't seeing it, it's going to grow. You want to bring it out into the light. Awareness is so important so you can see it. And from seeing it, you can change it if you want to. So, in order to do this, I'm going to ask you some prompts, and this will help you when you're doing your thought download. Ask yourself, or fill in the blank, I am. I am not. I am too. I should. I shouldn't. I have never before, so I can't. Now, these are just some to start with. Or as you're going, if you get stuck, fill in these blanks. And they'll uncover the thoughts you have about yourself. These are the beliefs you have about yourself. So after you have this awareness, you want to own these beliefs. You want to own them as your thoughts. Own them for what they are. As I said, oftentimes we think our thoughts are facts. We think it's just true. I'm not a good mom. We just think that's true. I'm not a good spouse. We just think that's true. But it's just a thought. So being aware and owning that your thoughts are not actually facts is so important. And so life-changing as well. So you want to be aware, right? So we uncovered them, and then you're going to own them. You're owning them for the sentences that you are choosing to think. You are owning them as yours. These thoughts that you're thinking are simply thoughts that you keep thinking over and over again. So that's what make them your beliefs about you. They make them strong in your brain. You may have thought them for years. You may have thought them since you were very young. So uncovering these and really seeing them as your thoughts and not as factual is so life-changing. And this is where you get to change. You get to become that new version of yourself from this place. So you're becoming aware, and now you're owning them. They are just your thoughts about yourself. They are just these sentences that you are choosing to think about yourself. And you can keep them, right? You can absolutely keep them, or you can change them. You have the power to decide what you want to do. Your thoughts are optional. You can choose to keep them, and you can choose to change them. Which brings me to the next step. So after being aware, right, so we uncovered the thoughts, all your thoughts about yourself. You got them all out. You see them for what they are. Now you're owning them. You're owning them as yours. You're owning them as your sentences in your brain. Now you're going to decide. You're going to decide if you want to keep them or if you want to change them. Now, a good way to do this is to see your beliefs. See what they create for you. You want to see what they actually create for you in your life. So, for an example, let's say you believe I'm a bad mom, or I fall short in my marriage, or I can't accomplish this goal or that goal. How do you feel when you think these? Now, these aren't facts, right? They are just thoughts you're thinking, which we already established. And now, how do you feel when you are choosing to think these thoughts? What feeling comes up? And when you have this feeling, what do you do when you feel this way? What actions do you take? How do you behave? How do you treat the people around you? This is the experience that you're creating for yourself. By thinking, I'm a bad mom. I fall short in my marriage. I can't accomplish this goal or that goal. Whatever thoughts that come up for you, test them out. What feeling comes up for you when you think that thought? When you feel that way, what do you do? What do you not do? How do you treat the people around you? How do you treat yourself? This is the experience you're creating for yourself when you're thinking that thought. If you want to change your experience, your result, what you are creating for yourself, it starts with your thoughts. So if you want something different, so at this point, right, so you're aware of your thoughts, of your current beliefs, you're owning them, and now you decide to change them if you want something different. So if you don't like what it is creating for, what this thought is creating for you in your life, you're choosing right now at this point to change it. And this is where you want to be intentional. You want to be deliberate, purposeful. You want to think on purpose to create that feeling that you want in order to take the actions that you want, in order to have the result you want, in order to create that result, that experience for yourself. In order to be who you want to be, you need to be intentional. Think deliberately. Be purposeful. This is where you are taking control of your life, of your situation, of your experience. You are taking control. It's not just happening to you. You have thoughts, yes, they go through your brain. Own them as yours and know that they are just thoughts. They are just sentences. You can absolutely choose to think something different if you want to create something different. Now, your old thoughts will most likely come back, and this is totally normal. It's not like a light switch. You're not going to uncover your thoughts, figure out something different to think in order to create something different, and poof, your old thought is gone. That won't happen. Your old thoughts will most likely come back. It's totally normal and it's totally okay. All you have to do when those thoughts come back, just gently let them go. Think to yourself, I see you, but no, I'm choosing not to think that. And let it go. Let it float away. And replace with your deliberate thought. The thought that you want that will create your desired outcome. And then again, when these old thoughts come back again, just gently let them go. This will keep happening. This will keep happening. And you just gently let them go. You know your thoughts are optional at this point, right? So you know your thought is optional. You know you can think deliberately. And you're letting your old thought go. You're thinking deliberately. You're creating that feeling intentionally. You're taking those actions from that feeling. And you're getting the result you want from those actions. You're letting your old thought go, your old feeling go, your old actions go, and your old result go. You're choosing intentionally to create what's possible. Now, eventually, your new thought will take on a bigger life within you. Eventually, your new thought will overpower your old thought. It will become who you are, creating that result for yourself. It will become who you are. It will become part of you, right? Because you're going to be thinking it over and over again, just like you did with your old thought. You are creating a new neural pathway for this thought in your brain that is overtaking your old one. So eventually, once you do this enough, you're letting your old thought go and you're deliberately, on purpose, thinking your new thought, it will take on a bigger life. Now, at this point, if you are struggling to believe that a new belief in yourself is possible, I want to offer to you that you can borrow my belief in you. You are capable of reaching, exceeding, and smashing that glass ceiling that you have created for yourself. You are absolutely capable of this. I believe in every single dream you have. Whether this is a goal, a path, a road, a journey, a job, losing weight, or how you want your relationship with your partner or child or parent or sibling to be. Whatever you want is actually possible. When you believe it is possible, you will make it possible. So to recap, you want to start with that awareness. It's always the first step is awareness. You want to start with awareness of your current beliefs about yourself. So uncover those. See what is there. Don't edit or judge, just see it for what it is. These are just your thoughts. Just sentences in your brain, and that's okay. And then you're going to own them. You're going to own them as those sentences that you are choosing to think. You are choosing these sentences on purpose, and now you're going to change those if you want to. You can decide to change them and think deliberately. Think what you want to think in order to create what you want to create, in order to create that possibility for you. And when those old thoughts come back, you're going to gently let those go. You're going to gently let those go and tell yourself, I see you, but I'm choosing not to think that anymore. And lastly, if you are struggling to believe in yourself, borrow my belief in you. I fully believe in every single dream, every single, whether it's big, whether it's small, whether it's a day-to-day or a long-term, I believe in every single dream you have for yourself. I believe that you can have that amazing relationship with your spouse, with your partner, with your child. I believe you can have that amazing life that you want to have. That life where you feel so blessed and so lucky and so full. You can have that. And to go back to our newly elected VP, straight from Kamala Harris's mouth in her speech, our first woman of color vice president, you can borrow her belief in you as well. As she said in her speech this weekend, quote, "While I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last." She said this with unwavering belief. She's believing in others. Borrow that belief. Borrow that inspiration. See what is possible. And know that you can do that too. You can reach that place that maybe once you thought was impossible. Nothing is impossible. So all of those impossibles, turn them into possibles with changing your beliefs about yourself. All right, if you want any free things, I have some awesome video lessons that you can start applying immediately to your life, to your relationship. It only takes one person to do this work, which is so amazing. You don't have to get the other person in the relationship involved in this process. All you have to do is turn inward, apply these tools, and you will be absolutely amazed. You can take control and make your relationships what they want. So, if you want these free things, go to the show notes. There's a link right there. Grab them. There's 2 videos and some quick steps that you can apply right away. Also, if you head over to whitneywellscoaching.com, go to this episode. There'll be a link as well. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Do you want to explore these topics further? Are you ready to live the life that you want to live on purpose while controlling what you have control over? I would love to be your life coach. If you're interested, simply head over to whitneywellscoaching.com and book an appointment with me today. I can't wait to work with you.